Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, the site for tonight's matchup between Roseburg and South Medford. Boys basketball on your dial tonight as we get ready to go for some high school sports here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. I want to welcome everybody into tonight's broadcast. We're just wrapping things up with the JV game as we get a little bit of an early start here for you on the broadcast this evening into the final 60 seconds of the JV game, with right now Roseburg leading in this matchup by a score of 52-43. And that game should be wrapping up here in just a couple minutes after a timeout taken out down on the floor. But tonight we get ready to bring you the varsity matchup between Roseburg and South Medford. Coming in with an 8-1 record is South Medford. On the other side, Roseburg at 4-6. We've entered into the final week of the regular season for high school basketball. Coming up next week will be their culminating week events, where you'll have a league tournament going on for the Southern Oregon Conference between the Medford schools, Grants Pass, Ashland, Crater, Eagle Point, and Roseburg, all squaring off in a bracket style coming up next week starting on Monday. We don't know exactly what that's going to entail, but we do know the final week schedule for Roseburg is they're going to be home tonight against South Medford, here at home on Wednesday against Crater, and wrapping things up on Friday on the road against Ashland. So we're looking forward to the final week of the regular season. Welcome you into our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. I'm Joey Kieran here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, getting ready to bring you tonight's varsity matchup. Roseburg Disposal, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That's 673-7122. Coming up here in the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys here in just a little bit as we get a look at tonight's matchup between Roseburg and South Medford. The first time the two teams met, it was a fairly lopsided score in favor of the Panthers. The Roseburg Indians, though, coming off of a tight loss, a 1-point loss at the last second against North Medford, and they are hoping that they have grown since the first time they met against South Medford at the start of the season, and they are hoping that they are bringing some momentum after a close played ball game against North Medford to this matchup tonight against South. South is coming off of a loss against North Medford in their last game by 10 points in that one. And so Roseburg hoping to bring a little bit of momentum into tonight's contest. We'll see how things play out here tonight, but we'll talk with head coach Jordan Humphreys about that here in just a little while. As we get ready to go for tonight's matchup, I want to remind you that Roseburg High Sports are streaming online at 541radio.com, presented by BTB Moving. If you've got moving needs here coming up, they can provide the labor services for you. No need to break your back. Let BTB Moving help you out. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available, so book now at 541-315-0122, and you can find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. And if you are in Roseburg or Douglas County, it's a perfect fit for you. And even if you're down in Medford, if you're joining us on tonight's broadcast from down in the Rogue Valley, they can help you out there as well, serving the entire state of Oregon. That is BTB Moving. As we count down towards tip-off, again, it is a 7-point game still in this JV matchup. Roseburg storming back here in the second half to take a lead. There are 44 seconds left to go in the contest, with Roseburg up by 7 and shooting free throws. We're going to count down to tonight's matchup. The starting lineups are going to be coming up in just a little while as well. This is Roseburg High Sports, presented by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. Also brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. We'll get an interview with head coach Jordan Humphreys when we come back. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to dump for you. Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Back after a 2-minute break. This is Roseburg boys basketball tonight on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From Off the Wall on The Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about.
Copy. Tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Getting ready to go for Roseburg basketball tonight. Welcome in South Medford for a contest. So Roseburg boys look to try and get a win here at home as their regular season starts winding down and get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys here. Coach, well, you guys are coming off of a tough one here at home against North Medford, where you guys gave yourselves a chance against a good North Medford squad. Coming away from that, what were the feelings after a 1-point loss at home against the Black Tornado?
Overall, it was positive. I mean, the progression from the previous Monday versus Grants Pass and then at North Bend, the feeling was not great as how we played as a team, and so the message from a loss at North Bend to Medford was making sure we got growth. Wasn't necessarily focused on getting the W, but it was focusing on making adjustments to mentally be prepared to play the type of game we're capable of.
You guys, in the first meeting against North Medford, the score had been kind of lopsided, and then to come away with a game where, if not for couple offensive boards, you guys might have been able to kind of come away with a win there. What kind of growth have you seen since early on in the season to where you saw in that game there against North Medford?
Yeah, it's funny. So the first game against North Medford down in third place, we had worked to slow the game down a little bit, and we did that, and we executed that well, and we were in the game in the first half, besides giving up some boards that led to second chance points in the first half that gave them a little bit bigger lead than we would have liked. And then, ironically, the second time we played them, we focused on blocking out, which we did a much better job of the whole game. But to end the game, it was 2 offensive boards that ended up costing it. But for the rest of the game, we'd done 10 times better job of blocking out on every possession and giving up less boards. But it just goes to show, that you can't take plays off, and that's what we talked about. You got to be locked in on every single possession, and there's no plays you can take off.
You guys are getting down to it. The regular season's going to be wrapping up at the end of this week. I know you got a good season starts wrapping up, but you've got a nice core of younger guys that are getting a lot of experience this year. What are you seeing about them and the way things might be trending for the future for Roseburg with some of these younger guys?
Yeah, that's definitely something we talk about a lot, and we talk about with these seniors. Hey, it's your job to make sure that you are teaching these younger guys how to work hard and the work ethic that we expect and that you guys have shown, and they've done a great job of modeling.
A team that has gone toe-to-toe with North Medford, and Obviously, you guys did as well here in your last game, but as you look at kind of some of the keys to tonight's game, what do you guys need to do to try and get a W tonight against South Medford?
Well, blocking out's huge. They definitely have some size, and they out-rebounded us the first time we played them. We talk a lot about controlling the tempo and kind of play at the pace that we want to play. South Medford and North both, they got athletes, they got deep benches, and they want to run up and down as fast as they can and make it a 80-possession game. And we don't want to do that because we don't play as deep as them. It doesn't mean it's going to be low scoring. I mean, last week we said controlled the tempo and we scored 68, and that's our highest point total of the game. It's just being efficient on the possessions that we have, and so controlling the tempo, blocking out are the keys for tonight.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much, and good luck out there tonight.
Thank you, sir.
That is head coach Jordan Humphreys as we count down towards tip-off here tonight between Roseburg and South Medford. The JV game has gone final, and we are happy to announce that Roseburg JV wins tonight 57-47, and the varsity will look to try and follow that up with a win in their game coming up this evening as well. Joey Keyran here with you as we continue on with our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. For those that might have been watching at 541radio.com or on our 1490 The Score YouTube channel, apologize that you might have lost the connection there for a little bit. We had to correct an audio issue that was happening, and so had to stop things and restart them. So apologize that you missed out on the interview with Coach Humphreys there, but we are here and ready to go for the rest of the contest. It's an audio issue that is a fun one that I always have to laugh about whenever I get back to it because it makes me sound like I'm trying to have my voice sound about 9 octaves deeper than it really is. Tonight we get ready for South Medford and Roseburg squaring off. The Roseburg Disposal pregame show continues on. JV winning and wrapping things up. A good win there for the Roseburg JV team as they were down in that matchup but fought their way back into the contest and were able to get a win in the second half against the South Medford JV squad coming back in those third and fourth quarters. Tonight's ball game brought to you by our friends at Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. If you are unaware, we are streaming online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. You can find it there. Subscribe and follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the season. We'll be streaming Roseburg High Sports coming up next year as well, so I know we're winding down, but subscribe now and be ready to go when next year rolls around to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the season. As for this summer, though, if you're a sports fan here locally, you can also follow Doc Stewart's Baseball on The Score, so you can check it out there as well and follow all of that. Plus, the YouTube channel is a great resource because it also has archived broadcasts. You can find past games for Roseburg High basketball, football, baseball. We've got girls basketball, some soccer, and volleyball up there from this year. It was a season where we tried to broadcast a whole lot of stuff and got a chance to do that. And so there's a lot of content up there for you to go back and watch in an archive mode and pass that along to anybody that might not know that it's there. As we count down towards tip-off, we'll take a look at this matchup between these two teams here coming up in just a little bit as we'll extend our Roseburg Disposal pregame show just a little bit, come back with another segment, take another break as we get ready to go for the start of tonight's contest. Roseburg coming in at 4-6, a couple of one-point losses in their last two. On the other side, South Medford 8-1, but coming off of their first loss of the season. We'll see what tonight's game has in store for us as we continue on. It's Joey Keyran here with you from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium tonight on 541radio.com and streaming online at 541radio.com. Actually, streaming online at 541radio.com and on Douglas County's Home for Sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
Coming to you from Roseburg High School tonight on a beautiful night in the Umpqua Basin. Finally getting back out of the rain, although much needed precipitation the last couple of days. But here on this Monday night at Roseburg High School, it's some bit of a muggy one out there today. But the rains have let up. The sun is shining. I can see some of the clouds out through the windows here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Those windows definitely add a lot of natural light, which add a nice feel here in the gym. Although from sitting on the side that we have been moved to here for this COVID-19 season, we are now getting more of the sun as it goes down off in the distance, coming through the windows in about the third or fourth quarters that kind of provide some blinding light in that second half. But nonetheless, a great setting for some high school basketball here tonight on The Score. As we take a look at this matchup, let's take a look at where these teams have been. Mentioned that South Medford coming in with their 8-1 record, but coming off of their first loss of the season. The Panthers fell against rival North Medford. It was the first loss of the season for South Medford. It was a final score of 74-64. North Medford on top by 10. South Medford had previously beaten North Medford 87-81 in a home game in that matchup. So North Medford getting a bit of revenge with their win at home. And now the top two teams in the conference, both with just one loss against each other, which could make things interesting as we gear up for this conference tournament that is scheduled to come up next week. Talking with Coach Humphreys a little bit after our interview in our pregame show here, and he was saying that it's pretty much going to be the number one seed gets a bye, and he wasn't exactly sure how they might figure that out if neither North or South slips up the final stretch of the regular season. So he's not sure exactly how the number one seed will be determined, but the number one seed gets a bye, and then after that, it'll be 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5, and you'll go with the bracket style with the winners moving on, and then the number one seed jumping in there in the second round. They'll play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and wrap things up on Friday with a championship game, one loss, and the season will come to an end for your team as you make your way through that conference tournament bracket. So that's what we're looking forward to next week. Coach saying that right now Roseburg, not really sure where they're going to end up either. Behind North and South Medford at the top, it is a pretty jumbled mess with all the teams behind them, all fairly even with their win-loss records. So really could be an interesting final week of the regular season to determine a lot of the playoff settings for this upcoming culminating week here in the Southern Oregon Conference Regional Tournament. As for Roseburg, 4-6, they are coming off of a pair of one-point losses. I was going to say one-run losses, and that's what happens when we start overlapping seasons here. RHS lost back-to-back games by just 1 point. They lost to North Bend 41-40, and then they fell. They fell against North Medford 69-68, and that was against North Medford last week.
So Roseburg coming off of a couple of tough losses there, and now we'll look to try and see if they can put all the pieces together for a strong finish against South Medford tonight. The last game against North Medford, Roseburg was down by 5 after 3 quarters of play, but outscored North Medford 23-19 in the fourth quarter to make it a game. Colton Marsters went coast to coast, put up a shot to give RHS a 68-67 lead with 8 seconds left to go in the game. North Medford had 3 looks to get the winning basket in just before the buzzer, and it was Tyson Neff that hit that third shot to give North Medford the lead. It was a missed shot. I think Neff got the rebound and then got his own rebound and put it back up for the game winner. It came with just a few ticks left on the clock. Roseburg had a chance at a desperation shot to try and put one through, and they turned the ball over. They were trying to inbound from the baseline, having the full length of the court to go, and a baseball-style pass was the look for Roseburg from the inbound, but didn't like the first option, pump faked, and then accidentally stepped over the baseline to turn it over. So Roseburg, a tough one there. They had made the shot. Marster 8 seconds left to go. He went coast to coast, weaving through traffic, and got an uncontested lay-in. It was some pretty nifty ball handling and some great skills to go coast to coast to get the shot, but left too much time on the clock for North Medford as they got that game-winning shot. So it would have been a big win for Roseburg, but unfortunately did not get that to go. So Roseburg looking to try and put it all together here tonight and at least try and see if they can play a full 4 quarters to try and give South Medford a close contest here tonight. South Medford does have 1 win against Roseburg. Earlier this year, it was the season opener for South Medford. At home, they were able to beat Roseburg 81-48, but I think we could probably all agree that Roseburg is not the same team that they were the first time these two squads met back in the start of the season. And I'm trying to remember even when that was. I think it was back in April when they got, or maybe it was May. It's been quite the wild high school season for everybody involved, yours truly. Tonight's matchup has been brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall, open and accepting new patients. Give him a call at 541-378-6694. You can also stop by Chuck's Warm and Family Auto Repair to make sure you're ready to go where life takes you. And also sponsoring Roseburg High Sports this season is Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Roseburg girls not in action tonight. They had their game against South Medford canceled, and so Roseburg will have the night off on the girls' side, but they'll be back to action coming up Wednesday as they take on Crater, and then they will wrap up their regular season at home on Friday as they take on Ashland here for their senior night, although no seniors on the roster, I'm just now remembering. No seniors on the roster for the Roseburg girls, so they will have, I guess, just a regular season finale instead of a senior night for that one. The Roseburg boys will be celebrating their senior night coming up on Wednesday. They will be honoring their 4 seniors on the roster, Atreyu Pinard, Jacob Parker, Matt Parker, and Zach Martin. And so we'll look forward to having that one for you. And taking a look at the schedule, we are going to have some jam-packed days coming up here. A Wednesday, we will actually have a doubleheader of sorts. Roseburg basketball will be on the radio for their senior night. Roseburg boys will be hosting at Crater on Wednesday, and we'll have coverage of that for you on the 541 video stream, as well as you can also tune in and catch the game on the radio. And then we will also have Doc Stewart's baseball in their first game of their tournament. We'll have that for you also on the 541 radio video stream. So you can check out a video stream of Doc's baseball on Wednesday night, as well as the video stream of Roseburg basketball, excuse me. And you'll also have Roseburg basketball right here on the radio as well. So a little confusing if you can't understand me because, well, to be honest with you, it's a jumbled mess in my head. Head to 541radio.com and check out the sports broadcast schedule there because I've got it all laid out a little bit more understandable there at 541radio.com. I'm Joey Keyran, trying to make our way through the end of this high school sports season, which has been an absolute sprint and a jumbled mess for sure. tonight's contest. This is your pregame show brought to you by Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. We are just about ready to go for your tip-off here tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with your starting lineups for tonight's matchup. And that'll be coming up here in just a few. So stick around for that. We'll have that coming at you as we get ready to go. Bringing you Roseburg and South Medford tonight here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. We'll have more coming up for you. The national anthem going to be coming up here in just a few minutes as we get ready for that. We'll also be keeping an eye on things like the NBA scoreboard, get you some playoff updates as well as we make our way through this one here tonight. In fact, we've already got one NBA game into the fourth quarter, and it's a tight one. How about Atlanta hanging on with the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia, 92-all in the fourth quarter with just under 6 minutes to go in that one. Also coming up tonight, the Utah Jazz tried to take a commanding lead against the Los Angeles Clippers. They currently lead 2-1 in that series. They'll be tipping off tonight in about 9 minutes from Los Angeles. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we check in with your basketball scoreboard throughout the evening here tonight. Well, I think we've covered about everything. I'd say it's about time to get ready for your opening tip-off. So we will have that for you as we get ready to go here in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and take a 3-minute break. Let's add a little bit to it here and get us through the national anthem. A 3-minute break, and we'll come back with more Roseburg High Sports on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you can be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about
Now our starting lineups for the South Medford Panthers, a freshman number 3, Jacob Weiland. A junior number 20, Isaiah McNaught. A senior number 21, Jeremy Gott. A senior number 32, Jude Pinnell. And a junior number 42, Devin Malcolm. James Whiteman, the head coach of the South Medford Panthers. Now for the Roseburg Indians, a senior number 0, Atreyu Pinard. A freshman number 2, Michael Mendoza. A junior number 12, Colton Marsters. A senior number 24, Matthew Parker. And a senior number 25, Zach Martin. Jordan Humphreys, head coach of the Roseburg Indians.
Back here at Roseburg High School, getting ready for our tip. Let's get our starting lineups for today's matchup. It'll be Jackson Weiland, a freshman, along with Isaiah McNaught, a senior. Senior Jeremy Gott, as well as Jude Pinnell, another senior, and a junior, Devin Malcolm, will start things off for South Medford, and head coach James Whiteman. Atreyu Pinard, Micah Mendoza, Colton Marsters, Matthew Parker, and Zach Martin, the starters for head coach Jordan Humphreys and Roseburg. South Medford, the visiting team, will start with the basketball moving left to right in their road black jerseys, south across the chest in in white. Numbers on the front in black, outlined in white. They work the ball around the court quickly with a lot of passing. A three is going to be off the mark for Isaiah McNaught, and Roseburg comes down with the defensive board as we get things underway. Roseburg in the white home jerseys, moving right to left. Roseburg across the chest in black, numbers in black in the front and the back. And from the left corner, it's a three for Colton Marsters to get things started in tonight's ball game. On the other side, trying to drive in, lost the basketball. South Medford turns it over. Now Roseburg on the far sideline turns it over as well. Driving right to the hoop. Finishing with the left hand. Jackson Weiland will put it in. And it's 3-2. Roseburg and South Medford. Roseburg leading by 1. Driving baseline, Atreyu Pinard off the glass for 2. Back out to a 3-point lead for Roseburg, their largest of the night. Bringing the ball up the floor, Weiland will walk through that center circle, pass left, right side, back across the top to the left. With it, bounce pass by Gott out to the top. Pinnell into the corner, gets it back on the right wing. Pass over his head on the far corner, pump fake, now going to try and drive in, goes right into a defender, no whistle. Wanted a call, but Jeremy Gott does not get it. And a travel called against Roseburg. Bringing the ball up the floor. Jeremy Gott went right into the body of Atreyu Pinard, who was just straight up, stood there straight up, went right into him. And so the officials let him play on that one. 5-2 your score here early going of tonight's contest. Minute and a half ticked away. Weiland will bring it up, left side to Gott. Pump fake, he'll dribble out of the corner. Straight away, look left, go right. The ball goes to Isaiah McNaught into the corner. Pinnell back out to the top. Weiland a three, rattles out halfway down the cylinder before it comes out. Rebound down to Martin. Up the floor, tried the outlet pass, stolen away by Weiland. He'll go 1-on-2. Now he's got numbers to Pinnell. Turn around with the left hand. Jude Pinnell 4-2 will get South Medford back within 1. Micah Mendoza with it on the right side, working against the zone. Found Martin open underneath. He had to save it back in bounds. Underneath, tied up with 3 defenders all over him, was Atreyu Pinard. They'll call the whistle against South Medford. First whistle against them, and that one will go against Jeremy Gott. Inbound for Marsters from the baseline. We'll get it into the corner. Matt Parker, head fake, now steps back for the three, drains it! Matt Parker, his first field goal of the night, and puts Roseburg back up. 4 points now, 8-4 your score. Pinnell with it, baseline, out to Gott, steps in, pass back out. Skip pass over to Weiland. He launches a three. It rattles out. Basketball has a cap on top of it for South Medford, and up the floor. Up the floor will go Roseburg, and they put it through for another 2. It's Micah Mendoza leaking out, and Roseburg's on top by 6. 10-4 your score here in the first quarter with 5:19 to play, and Roseburg will be at the bench after a timeout taken by South Medford. Roseburg willing to race up and down the floor with his Panthers squad. I think that is a little bit different than what Coach James Whiteman might have seen from this Roseburg team the first time they played. If you had caught the portions of our pregame interview with Coach Jordan Humphreys, he said earlier the goal was to slow things down, slow down the pace of the game. But now they've been able to allow things to go a little bit faster because they're being more efficient with the basketball. And if they can turn possessions into points, then they can be willing to race up and down the floor as long as they're getting points out of it. Out of the timeout, South Medford with the basketball. 5:17 to go first period. Whalen to the right side. Across the floor, Gott back to Whalen now in the right corner, working against the zone from Roseburg. Pinnell has it in the right corner. Coming out to get it, driving is Devin Malcolm, the junior, and he draws a foul. It'll be the first against Roseburg.
Foul against Matthew Parker.
That one goes against Matt Parker. Lob to the rim on the inbound, and no good for Malcolm. The rebound tipped to Whalen. It goes baseline, and there with it is Isaiah McNutt for the second chance point. Leaking down the floor, saving it back in bounds. Matt Parker will get it to Bernard. Roseburg pushed it down the floor almost too far, but Matt Parker able to keep it in. Now launches a deep three, looked a bit short, and the rebound pulled down by Malcolm. South will take it up the floor, almost a travel by Gott, but he's able to keep the plant foot down. Gets it to Malcolm, jump stop in the middle, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it will, thought the official said white, but pointed for South Medford. So apparently he misspoke. Inbound will be South Medford. Pass, Pinnell open in the corner on the inbound, short with the three. Rebound pulled down by Pinard. Had Gott all over it. Marsters will walk it up the floor. Out near the center stripe, but between the leg dribble, will pass it away to Parker. Pinard comes to get it. Martin out at the top. So far, pretty even scoring for Roseburg. A couple of threes in the game. 4 players with a basket so far. Roseburg leading 10-6. 4 minutes to go in the first period. Roseburg taking time with the possession. Now some man-to-man defense here from the Panthers. Marsters will get it, pulls it back out. One-hand pass to the top to Martin, and Martin will draw a foul from Malcolm, who goes reaching around, tried to fight, expecting a handoff, and he fights over the top of Zach Martin and gets called for the reach around. That'll be a foul, second of the game for the Panthers, and the first for Devin Malcolm. Under the 4-minute mark, so we get the media timeout. Let's take the 30-second break. Roseburg leading 10-6 on top of South Medford in the first quarter on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
Ten to 6 our score here with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. Tonight's contest also brought to you by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens. In Roseburg, you can always get 0% financing. 2 fouls for South Medford, 1 for Roseburg here in the first half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg has led the entire way so far. Lead has gotten out to as much as 6 at 10-4. South Medford obviously has cut that down to a 4-point margin. Been back and forth down the floors. The offenses have been racing back and forth. Inbound from the near sideline for Marsters goes into Matt Parker. Still starters on the floor for Roseburg. And the same can be said for South Medford. Marsters to Pinard. Goes to the right side, Mendoza, the freshman, looking underneath. Left side now, Martin, a three! Buries that one. Zach Martin, the third three of the game for Roseburg. They're on top 13-6. Quickly up the floor for South Medford. Roseburg on top by 7 now. If you're hitting from deep, that's going to be big. Got into the corner. With it, McNutt, pass out to the top to Malcolm. Working against Martin, or excuse me, ball ripped away by Mendoza. Malcolm was working against the much shorter Matt Parker and wanted to take advantage, but the double team came. Mendoza getting in there, but gets called for the reach-in. That'll be the second foul against Roseburg and the first against Micah Mendoza. Whalen with it at the top. Gets it right back straight away. Tried to drive against the zone. Gets cut off. dumped underneath. Malcolm loses the handle on it. Ball is loose, picked up by Whalen, and he will lay it in for 2. Opportunistic there for the Panthers. They get it back down to 5. Ball nearly taken away by Marsters at the top. Now he drives, tried to make the pass, got tipped away, but Martin able to tip it out to Matt Parker, and Roseburg will reset. Whalen tracking Marsters out towards that center line. Hands it off. Matt Parker with it. Pass right side. Pinard looking underneath. Wanted to drive against Pinnell. Now Will goes into the corner. Dribbles it back out. They'll reset. Work it around to the left side. Matt Parker with it. Tries to pass it around the defense. Tipped, and it'll stay with Roseburg. Getting a hand on it, Isaiah McNaught. Substitutions coming in. Jude Pinnell and McNaught will both check out of the game. Coming in for South, Evan Booth and Titus Bloodsaw, I believe. Is a 3 from the corner is good. A second in the night for Zach Martin. He's got 6. And Roseburg continues to shoot well from behind the arc. They're on top by 8. With it out at the top. Gott. Skip pass all the way across the floor. Booth kicks it back out. Now Gott with it straight away. Dribbles right to Weiland on the wing. They want to try and get it down underneath the Malcolm, but Roseburg's been doing a good job of cutting that off. Driving in, Gott was all tangled up, passes it away. Weiland in the corner, working around the perimeter. Far side with it. Minute 45 to go. Roseburg's defense doing a nice job. Nearly steals it away. Mendoza on the floor, gets back up as Malcolm has it. He drives in, tries to step around the defense. And a whistle will get Roseburg for their 3rd foul. And that one goes against Mendoza, who will check out of the game with 2 fouls. That'll bring in Jacob Parker. Comes into the game for the first time tonight, the senior. Inbound from the baseline for South. Got with it on the right side. Pump fake, gets the defender in the air, drives in, draws contact, and will head to the free throw line. Another foul for Roseburg. That'll be their 4th. It's going to be the big issue here. Roseburg trying to play some extremely tough defense against a very athletic South Medford team. And the big thing that could come back to haunt them is their foul trouble here in the first half. Already 4 with 1:33 to go in the first quarter. Free throw for Jeremy Gott does not fall. Tonight's game brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. Second free throw. Nothing but nylon for Gott. 16-9 your score, 7-point game. Roseburg still in front here, first quarter action. Jacob Parker running the point, pass left side to Marsters. Into the corner, that ball tipped out of the hand by Whalen. Marsters wisely lets it go across that sideline.
Isaiah McNaught, Jude Pinnell coming for South Medford. Carter Stedman comes in.
Devon Malcolm will check out of the game. So does Jeremy Gott. Pinnell back into the game quickly after a short rest. His ball tipped out on the inbound pass. You've got Whalen. McNaught came back into the game as well. Evan Booth. Pinnell. And Titus Bloodsaw. Got to get the ball in. And into the game, Carter Stedman will do so. Gets it into Pinard, who gets right underneath, draws a foul, and will get the bucket. The hoop and the harm will send Treyu Pinard to the line for a 3-point play. Roseburg on top by 9. Going to try and make it 10 from the stripe. Pinard with 4 points in the first quarter so far. His free throw looks short, and the rebound comes down to South Medford. Panthers will bring it up the floor with 1:15 to go, first quarter. Facing the zone from Roseburg. Picking up the dribble, McNaught. Out to the top, Whalen with it. Dribbles right side, jump stop in the lane, and his pass goes through the hands of Titus Bloodsaw. Roseburg's defense collapsing hard on Jackson Weiland there. Making that a very contested pass to try and squeak through the defense. Under 60 to play, first quarter. Stedman lost a handle on it, nearly went in the backcourt. South Medford calling for a double dribble. They won't get the whistle. Zach Martin comes to get it out at the top, marked by Pinnell. Stedman comes to get it now. Out between the circles, left side, Matt Parker. Jacob now gets it, looking for the cutter. Goes to the top, Pinard. Straight away. And now to come get it is Zach Martin. Roseburg wearing time off the clock. Just getting a lot of guys to come out and stretch things out at the top. Jacob Parker with it, and Pinard now holds near the center circle. 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Roseburg on top by 9. Zach Martin, now closely marked by Pinnell, will pass it away. Roseburg just killing the clock here in this first quarter. Hand off to Martin, gets stolen away by Pinnell. 6 seconds to go, goes right to the rim, misses, the ball tipped out. Jacob Parker with it, 1 second, got to get it off. Count it, yes! Jacob Parker with the buzzer beater to make it 20-9. Roseburg in front at the end of the first quarter. We'll go to the timeout, a 60-second break. Second quarter action coming up on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
At the end of the first quarter, Roseburg leading at 20-9, their largest lead of the contest at 11. As we welcome you back here to Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg will have the basketball to start things off in the second quarter. Out at the top, Pinard with it. You've got Pinard, the Parker brothers, Zach Martin and Carter Stedman, as an offensive foul called against Roseburg. An illegal screen.
Foul against Atreyu Pinard.
That goes against Atreyu Pinard, his first, and that's the 15th foul against Roseburg here in the first half. Jackson Whalen, Devon Malcolm, Jeremy Gott, Jude Pinnell, and also Isaiah McNaught, your 5 starters on the floor for the second quarter. Malcolm underneath, misses on the first attempt, and then makes the second to get South Medford into double figures. Roseburg goes up the floor quickly, a reverse lay-in attempt by I think it was Jacob Parker. Misses underneath, ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Roseburg, despite the complaints by South. Stedman inbounds. Pinard checks out of the game. Goes into Martin underneath. He goes to the turnaround baseline jumper. Is off the mark. Up with it is Malcolm. They push it up the floor. Pass into the corner. Out to Wayland, a 3. Back iron, no good. A rebound will go out of bounds and to Roseburg. Long rebound into the corner. Tried to save it in. McNaught couldn't get there in time. 9-point game. Spent as much as 11 at the end of the first quarter. Stedman will bring the ball up the floor for Roseburg. The sophomore will work up against the freshman Whalen. To the left side, the senior Jacob Parker driving to the baseline. Reverts back out, and a pass. Jace Wilder is coming to the game. His pass went to nobody, and he will commit the foul and the bucket for South. Isaiah McNaught will head to the free throw line for the 3-point play. Wilder thought he had a man open to pass to at the top of the arc. His pass got taken away, and McNaught went right to the line and trying to make up for it. Wilder gets called for the foul. Coming into the game is Colton Marsters. He checks in for Matt Parker. Free throw is good for McNaught. He gets the 3-point play. Big swing there for South Medford. They're back within 6. Second unit, quite a bit of them out there on the floor for Roseburg here. Stedman driving in, jump stop. Stops in the lane, finds a cutting Marsters, who goes with the finger roll. 5 in the game for Colton Marsters. Needed the bucket there. Back out to an 8-point lead. McNaught, bounce pass out to the top. Whalen going to launch a 3. He's got it. Finally finds his range from long. Hits his first 3 on his 3rd attempt. Up the floor, Jacob Parker with it. Driving baseline into the bigs, gets hammered. And so that'll be the 4th team foul against South Medford.
Jacob Parker at the line for Roseburg.
And Jeremy Gott picking up his 2nd. A couple of free throws here for Jacob Parker. He hits the 1st. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air. 2nd free throw is good. Parker hits them both. Jacob Parker with 4 points in the game. 24-17, 7-point lead for Roseburg. Whalen looks for the cutter. Malcolm, was open for a moment. Into the corner, Pinnell out to the top. They work it around the perimeter. Whalen on the left side. Dribbles back out to the top with the right hand. Stops, pass back to his left to Pinnell. Looks for that backside cutter. Baseline jumper. Whalen too flat off the mark. Pinnell comes soaring in. Rips down the rebound. And Jude Pinnell will get his 2nd field goal of the night. Quickly, though, up the floor. Roseburg tries to attack. It rolls off the rim for Carter Stedman on the other side. Ball taken away, and a technical called. A technical called on Devon Malcolm, who looks confused for the call. 24-19 our score with 5:29 to go, and that'll give Roseburg technical free throws.
Zach Martin shooting for Roseburg.
And Malcolm still isn't sure exactly what he did. The official, it looked like, was signaling that he kind of gave some sort of forearm shiver, maybe. Zach Martin will miss the free throw. 1 of 2 on the technical. And one more coming here for him. Second one goes through. 25-19 your score. And Roseburg will get the basketball after the technical. So that is now 2 fouls against Malcolm. 2 personals. Inbound into the backcourt for Marsters. 5:26 to go, 2nd quarter. Martin hands it up. Marsters going to launch the 3. Ooh, that one halfway down before it comes back out. South will bring it up the floor. Passing, tipped out of the hands. Steal taken away by Roseburg. Up the floor, Marsters attacks right to the rim. The finger roll in traffic. A pretty play for the junior Colton Marsters. And he's got Roseburg back out to an 8-point lead, 27-19. 4:57 to go here in the first half. Whalen driving in, makes the pass through traffic. Jude Pinnell able to get Zach Martin in the air, and Martin comes down on top. And Pinnell will head to the free throw line. That should be the 7th foul against Roseburg. 7 against Roseburg, 5 against South Medford. The first there against Zach Martin. Pinnell goes to the free throw line for Jude Pinnell. It's his first trip, and he will hit the first. A senior now has 5 points with an extra free throw coming. Tonight's game brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Second one is right through, rips the nets there, and it is 27-21. 6-point game in favor of Roseburg. Spin move in the lane. Had a guy all over him. Can't hit the shot, but Marster gets his own rebound. Out to Jacob Parker for 3. First of the night for Parker. Roseburg on top by 9 again, trying to answer on the other side. Shot off the mark for Mike Adee. And it was Isaiah McNaught that got the offensive board and the 2 to make it a 7-point game again. Timeout down on the floor by Roseburg, leading by 7, 30-23. What a ball game we're getting treated to here tonight, as we are bringing you Roseburg basketball here this evening on 541radio.com. Also, you can tune in and catch the game on the radio on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey, I want to remind you that tonight's game is presented by, on the video stream, by our friends at BTB Moving. They provide labor services for your moving needs. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available, so book now. That is BTB Moving. Call them at 541-315-0122 and find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. A 7-point game. Roseburg had it out to as much as an 11-point game at the end of the first quarter, leading 20-9. And we will have a full recap of the first half coming up for you during the Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. So stick around for that. We'll also get you a look at the individual scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game, which there's been quite a bit of it. Roseburg's season high is 68 points. That came in the loss against North Medford on Friday night. And they are threatening the possibility of maybe getting in that realm here tonight. They'll have the basketball out of the timeout. South Medford is in the bonus as Roseburg up to 7 fouls. South Medford at 5. Jacob Parker will get it to Marsters. Mendoza is back in the game with his 2 fouls. He's got to be careful for the final 4 minutes of the first half. Jacob Parker wants to get it to Zach Martin, who came out to get it, but he was closely marked there by Evan Booth. Marsters out at the top, near the center circle. Dribbles to his left. Will pass it away to Martin. Martin hands it off. Marsters, head fake, drives right side, has it ripped out of his hands. Up the floor, McNutt going to try and go coast to coast with the lay-in, no good. Weiland there for the offensive putback.
Basket good for Jacob Weiland. Jackson Weiland.
30-25 your score, back to a 5-point game here in this second period. South Medford outscoring Roseburg 16-10. But Roseburg still on top by 5, and a pass nearly thrown away. Jacob Parker will get it. He drives right side, going to go right in. No travel. Parker was expecting a little bit more contact and didn't get it. The defender fell down and then he shuffled his feet. Did make the basket, but it will not count. Turnover by Roseburg. Media timeout with 3:09 to go in the first half. It is 30-25 your score here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Well, it's been a lively first half here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Joey Kieran here hanging out with you. We've got your halftime show coming up here in just a bit. Tonight's contest has been brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Our score, 30-25, Roseburg in front. They've led all the way so far. Looking to try and hang on here for the final 3 minutes of the first half to that lead. South Medford will have the basketball, though, out of the timeout, the media timeout here. The South Medford contingent in attendance tonight, cheering for their Panthers as they break their huddle and take the floor. Got the full length of the floor to go here. Roseburg applying some pressure in the backcourt. Marsters and Jacob Parker back there. Also Micah Mendoza. Wayland will get it into the half court. Dribbles left around Jacob Parker. And a hand check foul will go to the free throw line as Jacob Parker will pick up the first.
Foul against Jacob Parker.
Going to the free throw line, Jackson Weiland. The freshman trying to cut into this 5-point deficit with a 1-and-1. He'll get a second as he makes the first. Roseburg's got Marsters, Jace Wilder, Zach Martin, Jacob Parker, and Micah Mendoza on the floor. For South Medford, Whalen, Pinnell, Adi, Booth, and the fifth player is McNaught, as a foul called down on the baseline, trying to reach in to poke the ball away from Marsters. 3-point game, 30-27. Not quite into the bonus yet for Roseburg. South Medford with just 6 fouls. 2:49 to go, first half. Parker inbounds to Mendoza. Turns left, nearly lost it as he ran right into the defender. But he able to keep possession, backing it out. Jacob Parker yells out the directions from Coach Jordan Humphreys. Martin has it, between the leg dribble, stops at the free throw line, out to Marsters. Marsters will get it to Martin, who comes to get it out at the top as they try to set it up for him again. Working against Booth, double team come, tried to poke it away. He turns around, goes up, gets hit. Bit of a late whistle, but in the act of shooting, Zach Martin will head to the free throw line. He'll have a chance of 2 here, 1 of 2 on his last trip on the technical foul against Devin Malcolm. Both teams into the bonus now. Martin stepping up to the stripe. Makes the first. He's got 8 points in the ball game now. 2:23 to go here in the second period. Coach James Whiteman over there giving a tutorial to the officials on apparently something that he disagrees with. Both free throws go through for Martin. 32-27 the score. Pass across the floor as Roseburg continues to put some backcourt pressure on. Into the half court, the Panthers bounce it away as Pinnell to Whalen. Double team on him. He'll bounce it back to Pinnell. They go into the middle. McNaught, finger roll, finishes right in front of the rim. McNaught has 9 in the first half. He's got it back down to a 3-point game. Out at the top, lost a handle on it. Jacob Parker, he stepped on the defender's hand, finds a way to get it to Mendoza, who takes an extra step as he tried to set up for the 3. And he'll turn it back over. And South Medford will bring back in a couple of starters for the final 2 minutes. Malcolm will come in. Jacob Parker checks out as Matt Parker will come back in. Also into the game, Jeremy Gott back into the action. Both Malcolm and Gott with 2 fouls had them on the bench for an extended period. 3-point game here, a chance to tie for South Medford. Gott to Pinnell, near side, Whalen, head fake, drives to the free throw line, stops, pass out with the left hand. Jeremy Gott for 3, shot off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Pinnell. Gets it to Malcolm. Baseline jumper. Doesn't want to go. Offensive board for Gott. He goes back up. No good. Down with the rebound is Martin. And in the backcourt, Jeremy Gott will get called for a foul as he pulls his jersey up over the back of his head. Not happy with the call on that one. And that'll take us the other direction as now both teams in the bonus. 8 fouls against South Medford. And that'll put Colton Marsters at the line, a 1-and-1 opportunity. A 3-point game right now in favor of Roseburg. First one for Marsters. Hits the front iron, gets the friendly roll, and drops in. His first chance at the line here tonight, gets the first. Marsters with 8 points in the first half. Spins the ball in his left hand as he shoots the second and gets another friendly roll. Soft iron for him there. And it's 34-29. Roseburg back in front by 5. 1:15 here in the first half. South with the basketball. Gott wanted a 3. Just, I guess, decided not to pull the trigger from the right wing. He'll pass back to the top, to the far side. From 18 feet with the basketball, McNaught nearly fell over as he was trying to keep the defender off of him. Got with it at the top, near side. Whalen fakes right, goes left, dribbles in, just lost the basketball. Tried to dribble through traffic and could not keep it. Up the floor to Marsters. Head fakes, drives in. And a foul called against Pinnell. And so we'll go back to the free throw line. I believe it is a shooting foul, so it'll be 2 for Colton Marsters back to the free throw line. That foul goes against Pinnell, and that is his first. First one falls through for Pinnell. Second one is good as well. 36-29, 7-point lead. Excuse me, I said for Pinnell. It was Marsters. He makes them both. Pinnell was with the foul. Backside cutter, just couldn't hang on to it. Almost a travel there for Gott on the pass from McNutt. Right side, Gott going to try and drive right into the middle. Gets the bucket and a foul.
Fast and good for Jeremy Gott.
36-31 with 29.7. A lot of whistles so far in the first half. Substitutions, Booth will come in for Malcolm, and Gott will have a substitution as well after his free throw. I think waiting to check in is Micah D. The free throw, no good though. Martin down with the rebound. Gott almost picking up a foul on the rebound attempt by Martin. 23 seconds, driving baseline. Mendoza got too far underneath, got bumped, got off balance, and couldn't hit the shot. 15 seconds, a chance to cut down the 5-point deficit here for South Medford. Whalen with it out at the top. 8 seconds to go. Going right side, gets a screen, baseline, cut back out. Gott with it at the top, ball poked away. Mendoza has it, and that will do it for the first half. Roseburg comes up with the defensive hold, and they lead 36-31 on top of South Medford. One half in the books, and we go to your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show after this 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car.
Welcome you back for our Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. At the break, it is Roseburg on top of South Medford by a score of 36-31. A spirited first half between the two teams with plenty of points up on the board. After one quarter of play, it was Roseburg leading 20-9, their largest lead of the game there at 11, but they would manage to keep it at least a 3-point game throughout that entire second quarter, and keeping it around 6 to 5 points, it seemed like, for quite some time. And here at the break, it is a 5-point game. It's your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Roseburg really doing well from behind the arc in the first half. They've got a total of 5 3-pointers in the first half. For South Medford, they have only got the one. Roseburg also getting to the free throw line a fair amount in this first half, as they have 10 makes at the free throw line in 12 attempts. On the other side for South Medford in the first half, they've got 6 makes on 8 attempts at the free throw line as well. We'll take a look at more of the individual numbers from the first half of tonight's ball game when we come back. Roseburg leading South Medford here at home tonight in the final week of the regular season. 36-31 your score. Back after another 2-minute break on the Cooper's Pest Control halftime show on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Kern Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Kern Orthodontics."
Back here for the the Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. Cooper's Pest Control. Give them a call at 673-0363. Let's take a look at individual scoring from the first half of today's ball game. In double figures with 11 is Jackson Wayland, the freshman guard for South Medford. 9 points for Isaiah McNaught. 6 points for Jude Pinnell. 3 points for Jeremy Gott, and 2 points for Devin Malcolm. On the other side for Roseburg in double figures, Colton Marsters with 11. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 9 points for Zach Martin, 2 of 2 from behind the stripe, 3 of 4 from the line. 7 points for Jacob Parker off the bench, with 5 points coming in the second quarter. Then you've got 4 points for Atreyu Pinard, all of those in the first. 3 points for Matthew Parker, and 2 points for Micah Mendoza. That is the scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game. And remember, stick around for the post-game show where we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game pizza the way it ought to be. Well, at the break, our score is 36-31. Roseburg doing well from behind the arc. I only have them down for 2 misses from long range. Now, that might be a little off the mark, but could be pretty close. So they were fairly efficient from behind the stripe in the first half, and you got to imagine that is a trend that they would like to see, of course, but also maybe a trend they need to see in the second half to be able to hold off this athletic and pressing South Medford team that came in at 8-1. South Medford, meanwhile, only 1-3 in the first half on, let's see here, I've got them down for 5 misses, so 1 for 6 from behind the arc for South Medford unofficially. We'll see if they can, they'll probably be looking to try and correct that as we go in to the second half of tonight's ball game. That's going to do it for our Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. And we will have the second half of action coming up for you as Roseburg leads South Medford 36-31 here at home tonight. Back with the second half. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Third quarter action coming up for you here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Joey Kieran with you on tonight's broadcast of Roseburg Boys Basketball on 541radio.com and on The Score. Jordan Humphreys and the Indians looking to try and get their fifth win of the season. It'd be a big one if they can hang on and take down South Medford, who comes in 8-1 on the year. To get ready to start the second half, Roseburg will now be moving left to right on your radio dial. You've got Matt Parker, Micah Mendoza, Zach Martin, Atreyu Pinard, and Colton Marsters, your starters for the second half. South Medford in their road black jerseys will be moving right to left on your radio dial. They'll have Jude Pinnell, Isaiah McNaught, Jeremy Gott, Devin Malcolm, and Jackson Weiland out there to start the second half. Their original starting five as well. South Medford will have the basketball to start the second half. And we are underway. 5-point game, 36-31. South trailing Roseburg, starting with the basketball. Pass into the corner after the baseline cutter. Whalen back out to the top. Pinnell picked off a pass I think intended for McNaught. Jeremy Gott, though, will start things off here in the third quarter with a three, and he cuts it down to a 2-point game, 36-34. South Medford gets the early strike in the second half. Mendoza comes to get it on the near sideline. Going left side, Martin gets the defender in the air, pulls up for the jumper, and it's just a bit too strong for Zach. Quickly up the other side of the floor, rebound tipped around, fight for it, still loose. Malcolm goes up with it for South, and he gets his hand tipped. It was Jeremy Gott on the miss on the leak out. And then a race to get the rebound. Got tipped away from Pinard. He tried to track it down in the corner, battle with Jeremy Gott, and it got tipped back to Malcolm, who will go up for the two free throws, hits the first. Chance to tie it up here on the second. Only 42 seconds ticked away so far in the third quarter. And South has a chance to tie it. They will. First time the game's been tied since it was 0-0. Roseburg started out with a three to open up the game, and they've led ever since. Now the ball stripped out of the hands of Atreyu Pinard. Leaking out again is Gott, and he'll lay it in. And South now has their first lead with 7:04 to go in the third quarter. And a quick timeout called for Jordan Humphreys. So in the opening minute of the third quarter, South Medford will come out and they score the first 7 points of the third and take the lead against Roseburg 38-36. So 7-0 run to start the third quarter by South Medford. Tied it up on the free throws by Malcolm with 7:18 to go in the third quarter, and then immediately after a steal, and then the lay-in by Gott gives South Medford a 38-36 lead with 7:04 to go. A couple of seconds ticked off before Roseburg called their timeout. We're at 7:02 to play here in the third quarter. Well, that's definitely the start the South Medford was looking for out of the halftime break. Now Roseburg, who doesn't necessarily look bad, just hasn't been as efficient. Roseburg will look to try and get some offense going. Matt Parker will bring it through the center circle, pass it away to Pinard on the left side. Dribbles into the corner, looking to go underneath. The pass kicked out of bounds. More like it just went off the foot of Jude Pinnell. It didn't necessarily kick it. Tried to wrap the pass around, and Pinard's pass went off of Pinnell's foot. Inbound from the baseline, Marsters gets it to Parker. Pump fake in the corner. Now bounces it underneath. Pinard just backs his way in against Jude Pinnell. And Atreyu Pinard gets a 2 to give Roseburg a tie ball game. 38-all. Back into it after trailing for the first time in the contest. Got with it right side. McNaught now at the top. Bounces once into the corner. Wayland a 3. It's good. Weiland will now give South their biggest lead at 41-38. Mendoza behind the back dribble at the free throw line. Pass out to the top. Marsters. South looking to step up the defensive pressure. Parker left side to Martin. Drives into the corner. Looking for the baseline cutter. Not there. Back out to Mendoza. Pinard at the top. Going to dribble right. Tried for the jump stop at the free throw elbow. Right side. Gets it back. And it's a double dribble. He had the ball stripped out of his hands at one point in that process. But to be honest with you, I don't know. 6:11 to go. Third quarter action. South on top by 3, trying to stretch it out. Whalen misses on his 3. Up the floor comes Marsters, goes right into Gott, and Jeremy Gott will pick up his 3rd as he's called for the foul against Colton Marsters. And it is a shooting foul, so heading to the free throw line will go Marsters. We've got a foul against both sides so far in the contest.
Shooting 2 for Roseburg.
And that is the 3rd against Jeremy Gott. He's over near the bench, and it looks like he may be substituting out. Marsters too strong on the first attempt, his first miss at the line. Now Jeremy Gott's going to stay in the game with his 3 fouls. Roseburg trying to cut it down to a 2-point game now after the miss. Marsters' second shot is good. 41-39. Weiland will bring it up. Dribbles left hand around Marsters. Kicks into the corner for Pinnell. Calling for some help. Stuck in the corner now. He's just going to drive baseline. Got Pinard up in the air. Wraps a pass around out to the top. To the far side. Jeremy Gott for 3. It is good. Jeremy Gott with his 2nd of the period. And South is now out to a 5-point lead. 3rd has been all Panthers so far. Martin, a look from the top for 3. Back iron dies there and no good. First miss from behind the arc for Zach Martin. Roseburg a bit cold to start the 3rd. Out at the line, Pinnell stops in the lane. Passes it away. McNaught to the free throw line. And it's going to be a blocking foul called against Pinard.
Foul against Atreyu Pinard.
That'll be, I believe, the 2nd for him. Nope, 3rd for Pinard. Stays in the game. Inbound from the near sideline. Weiland comes to get it. Jab step left, dribbles right, gets it to McNaught, into the corner for Gott. Out to the top, they work it around the perimeter, left side now. Weiland back to the right, Pinnell, quick short pass, right to McNaught. He goes in the air, pass out to the top. Jeremy Gott driving in, and it's a foul against Roseburg. A little pushing and shoving as Jeremy Gott tries to attack the rim. It'll be a foul on the floor, so inbound from the baseline.
Foul against Michael Mendoza.
That goes against Mendoza. 3rd foul against Roseburg. Mendoza picks up his 3rd as well. Lob towards the rim, intended for Malcolm. No good. Up the floor, and Zach Martin's lay-in will not go. He had the open runaway, couldn't get it to fall. Into the corner. McNaught out to Gott. Head fake, drives in. The floater. Too strong. Rebound down to Marsters. He wants to push it up to Zach Martin, and again he misses another lay-in. McNaught tries to make him pay, and he will. Isaiah McNaught hits the three. Roseburg had their chances and could not cash in. Now trailed by 8, 47-39. A couple of frustrating lay-in attempts there for Roseburg. Pinard with it at the top. Going to drive left side. Puts the shoulder into Pinnell, and he's off the mark. South down with the rebound. A number of empty trips down the floor for Roseburg. Hit the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. The second half in the third quarter. Jab step right, go left. Malcolm lost the handle. It's taken away by Parker. Matt going to bring it up the floor, trying to push. He'll go right to the rim himself and draws the foul from Isaiah McNaught. That'll be the second team foul against South Medford. And to the free throw line will go Matthew Parker after this timeout. 47-39, your score. It has been all South Medford so far here in the third quarter. We'll come back after a 30-second break. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
Cold stretch to start things off here in the second half for Roseburg. They have been outscored so far 16-3 in this third quarter. And they have missed some fairly routine opportunities so far. They'll see if they can get things to start dropping for them out of the timeout. And they'll try to cut down the deficit at the free throw line as Matthew Parker heads to the stripe out of the media timeout. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall, open and accepting new patients at 541-378-6694. Also by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And don't forget about our sponsors, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545.
Matthew Parker at the line for Roseburg.
Parker going to the line. He's got 3 points in the game so far. First free throw is good. Second trip to the line here in the third quarter for Roseburg. Making both of them. Parker now with 5 in the ball game. Gets Roseburg over the 40-point mark, down by 6, 47-41. Out at the top, Weiland driving in, gets it to Jeremy Gott, going to launch a left wing three, no good. Rebound down to Jacob Parker. That one was halfway down before it spit back out for Gott. Around a screen, Jacob Parker right side to Martin in the corner. Dribbles it back out to the top, will hand it off. Roseburg a chance to maybe cut it down to a one-possession game. Driving in, bucket and a foul! Jacob Parker attacking the rim, draws the blocking foul, can make it a three-point play and a one-possession game if he can hit the and one. 9 in the game now for Jacob Parker off the bench. His free throw short, gets the roll. 47-44, 3:15 to play third quarter. Roseburg applying pressure in the backcourt. Weiland brings it up with the left hand, racing up the floor against Jacob Parker, crosses over, right side, kicks out. In the corner, Evan Booth with it. Jab step, pass out to the top. Jeremy Gott around a screen, goes right side. Jump stop, tried to go around the defender, no good. And he'll be called for the foul on the rebound, over the top. And I believe that will be his fourth, and he knows he's heading to the bench. Isaiah McNaught will check back into the game for Jeremy Gott. Gott still pleading his case on why that should not have been a foul. 47-44, a three would tie this one up for Roseburg. Driving in, Jacob Parker throws it at the rim, no good. Rebound, tip to Stedman for 2. Carter Stedman makes it a 1-point game, 47-46 with 2.5 to play in the third. Driving baseline, almost stepping on the baseline, does not. McNaught will pass it away. Crossing back and going towards the rim, stripped out of his hands. Roseburg basketball. Stripped out of the hands of Weiland. And Roseburg's defense coming out inspired here. And a timeout taken here in the third quarter. It's a contested ball game tonight here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as Roseburg has stormed their way back into this one. They have scored, a 5-0 run here to get back into it, down by 1, 47-46. Tonight's contest brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. And tonight's contest brought to you by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevenson, Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. We'll have Roseburg basketball coming up on Wednesday for you in their final home game of the regular season. And as of right now, not really sure exactly what the culminating week will have for us, whether Roseburg will have any home games or if they'll have any home games in that culminating week tournament, or if they will be on the road for all of those games as an underdog, a lower seed, or I guess higher seed. Roseburg with the basketball out of the timeout. A three by Martin. Gets it! And he puts Roseburg back in front, 49-47. Third three of the night for Zach Martin. Back in front by 2 as Roseburg is stormed back. They have used an 8-0 run. Now a three, trying to answer. Mike Adi will do it. And back in front goes Medford, 50-49. Trading the lead here in the closing minutes of the third quarter. A three from the top by Pinard, off the mark. Rebound pulled in by Booth. Up the floor, South Medford, left side to D after hitting the three. He'll take it out to the top. He rolls one over to McNaught. Back to D at the top. Gets it to Weiland. Around a screen, he was trying to drive left hand. Kicks it out, Pinnell with it. He'll go left side. D gets it in the corner. Minute 15 to go, third quarter. Pinnell back out to the top. Stops at the left side of the key. Gets it to Weiland. Weiland working against Jacob Parker. Hands it off. McNaught with the defender right in his face. Will have to pass it away. Roseburg, good defense. Booth tries to drive in. Back out to Weiland. Launches the three. It looks short. Rebound pulled down by Martin. Under 60 to go here in the third. Going up the floor. Pump fake. Had it stripped out of his hand. Stays with Roseburg. Stedman going right to the rim. Substitution coming in.
Devin Malcolm comes in.
Devin Malcolm will check in for Jude Pinnell. Roseburg will have it on their own baseline with 52 seconds to play in the third quarter, trailing by 1. Matt Parker in the corner, going to drive baseline, and he gets hit as he goes up. And they call that one against Isaiah McNaught. And if the scoreboard's correct, that's 3 now against McNaught. 5 fouls against South Medford. And 3 against Roseburg. At the line, tying it up. First one good for Matt Parker. Trying to give Roseburg the lead. And he will. Second one goes through. 51-50, Roseburg back in front. They led at the end of the first and second quarters. Going to try and lead at the end of the third with a defensive stop here. Left side, back out to the top, Weiland with it. A D on the left side now. They are closely marking Devin Malcolm. He's got a guy on him, trailing him the entire way up the floor. Weiland has it in the far corner, dribbles out to the top. Long pass across the floor. At D gets it to Booth, back to Weiland on the right side. Playing some pitch and catch around the top. Malcolm will get it. He'll spot up for the three. It's short. Rebound, Pinard. Pushing it up the floor. Stedman gets it in the corner. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jacob Parker, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Going to drive right side. Out to Pinard, a three at the buzzer. Will not go. At the end of the third quarter, Roseburg still in front, 51-50. They rally back to take the lead against South Medford going to the fourth quarter. We'll come back with your final period of play in regulation after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
8 minutes on the board as we go to the fourth quarter. Roseburg leading South Medford right now 51-50. Tonight's game brought to you by Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles, and by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. 672-5701. I believe it'll be Roseburg basketball to start things off here in the fourth quarter, leading by 1. It'll be Stedman, Marsters, Pinard, Jacob Parker, and Matt Parker on the floor. Driving in, Marsters, a finger roll right in front. Can't get it to fall, and the rebound loose. Almost pulled in by Roseburg, didn't get it. Up the floor. A three is good. Weiland gets his third three of the night to put South back in front, 53-51. 7:26 to go. Driving baseline, Jacob Parker. Caught in the corner, lobs it out to the top. Matt Parker, head fake, drives in, gets the bucket, and a foul. I didn't hear the whistle there. Pinnell went down hard, trying to draw the offensive, and he will not get the call. Matthew Parker for 2, and now a chance to make it a three-point play and give Roseburg the 1-point lead again. So the sun starts to barrel in through the windows here at Robertson Memorial. Free throw goes through. 5 of 5 from the line for Matt Parker. And up the floor, Jacob Parker marking right on top of Devin Malcolm, which I have learned some terminology. Is driving in. McNaught too strong with his runner and pulled down by Pinard. Pressure in the backcourt, though. Got to get it up the floor. Marsters will. Box and one defense. Former Roseburg assistant Jim Early texted me to tell me on that one. Shot does not go. Rebound tipped up, and it goes out of bounds off of South Medford. Substitution back in. Jeremy Gott with his 4 fouls will come back into the game for Micah D. Matt Parker inbounding from the baseline. That ball get tipped? No, it does not. Throws it right out of bounds, or maybe it was tipped at the last second by Roseburg out of bounds. Micah Mendoza will come in for Carter Stedman. 6:43 to play. Bringing the ball up the floor, Weiland. Going to try a three. Quick one for Gott. It's short. Rebound pulled in by Mendoza. Just one attempt on that trip down the floor for South. Mendoza comes to get it from Parker. Between the leg dribble, working against Jeremy Gott. Going to try and drive left side. Goes into the body of Gott. They want to try and get him to foul out. Shot no good by Mendoza. Pinard got it back, but then stripped out of his hands. Up the floor comes McNaught, and he goes up with the right hand, soaring to the rim. He'll draw 2 free throws That goes against Jacob Parker. I have that down for his second.
Shooting 2.
It looks like the scoreboard says the same, although the sun is very much fading the scoreboard from where we sit. First one goes through to tie the game for Isaiah McNaught. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Jacob Parker comes out of the game. Martin comes in. Fisher's Hearth and Home is serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Second free throw goes through, 55-54. South Medford in front with 6:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg putting up quite the challenge tonight against South Medford. And it really makes you wish you had another season with the guys of Matt and Jacob Parker, Zach Mandera, and Atreyu Pinard. They have all shown immense growth here in this senior season, but one where practice time was extremely limited leading into the season. They are playing a condensed season at a weird time of the year. And so a lot of variables that went into this year, and these seniors, you feel for them because it feels like here as the season wears on, they're really starting to put a lot of the pieces together. And you would have liked to have been able to see more of what they could do in their jerseys. But they're trying to make it all come together here down the final stretch of the regular season. 3 games this week to wrap it up in the regular season, and then the tournament coming up next week. And they've got a good one going right now against South Medford. Roseburg with the basketball out of the timeout. Pinard comes to get it. You've got the starters on the floor for Roseburg. Marsters, Pinard, Matt Parker, Mendoza, and Martin. Marsters picks up the dribble, needs some help. Martin will come to get it and then hands it right back off to him. Driving left side. Got bumped and a foul called. Weiland going to pick up the foul. And he has his hands on the head.
Foul against Jackson Weiland.
Every whistle is a whistle that the defender not expecting tonight. Both sides, really.
Colton Marsters.
This will put Colton Marsters to the line. We're into the bonus for Roseburg. 7 fouls against South, but I can't tell the Roseburg number. Free throw goes through from Marsters. He'll get a second. Ties up the ball game. Marsters at the line trying to give Roseburg the 1-point lead, and he can't do it. The ball goes down to Devin Malcolm. Out at the top, a 3 by Weiland is good straight away, his 4th of the game. And he gives South a 3-point lead. Their largest has been 8, all coming in the third quarter. Roseburg led by 11 at the end of the first. Attacking is Mendoza, nearly travels. He lost the ball, somehow got it back, gets it to Martin in the corner for a 3. Zach Martin hits his 4th of the night, and we're tied again. 5:04 to go. Out at the top, McNaught. His pass stolen away by Marsters. He's got one-on-one, goes right to the rim. His shot won't fall. Pinard got a hand on the rebound, but he can't get it. Up the floor, McNaught tries to make the pass to Malcolm, and it's tipped out, stays with the Panthers. Roseburg on some breakaway lay-ins could have a lead in this game if they had made some. They've missed 3 on breakouts. They really should have gone in. Weiland inbounds to Gott, gets it right back on the baseline. Tries to get Gott to clear out. Now we'll get him into it at the top straight away. Right side, Pinnell. You've got starters on the floor for South now as well. We're down to 4.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Weiland to Gott. Squared up on a 3, doesn't pull the trigger. Left side, McNaught with it. Back out, Gott. Straight away. Working against the zone defense from Roseburg. Weiland dribbles out to the top. Pinnell back to Weiland. He's got an open look at a right wing 3. No good. And the rebound down to Pinard. Pinard has Malcolm right on top of him. And Roseburg will get up the floor. Nearing the midpoint of the fourth quarter. Pinard at the top. Sees an opening. Jump stop in the lane. Goes up contested. Gets his own rebound. Goes up. Draws the foul. Underneath, playing hard. Atreyu Pinard missed on the first, but he battles with Jude Pinnell and with Devin Malcolm to get his own rebound, and then got him up in the air, goes up into him, and draws the foul. I did not see who it was against, but it will be a two-shot foul when we come back as we are under the 4-minute mark. Media timeout. We'll take the 60-second break. This is Roseburg basketball. A good one tonight on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
We are all squared with 58-58 our score with 3:59 to go in the ball game. Roseburg and South Medford trading things back and forth here in the second half. What a ball game we've had so far. South has outscored Roseburg 8-7 in this fourth quarter, but it has been going back and forth, and Roseburg's headed to the free throw line as we come out of the media timeout. Tonight's contest brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air. And by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Pinard goes to the free throw line. Trying to give Roseburg the lead back. He'll get two. And he hits the first to put Roseburg in front.
Good for Trey Pinard.
Everybody on our side of the bleachers fighting the sun right now, which hopefully will be down below the windowsill here shortly. 59-58. Second free throw coming. And it's good. 2 of 3 from the line now for Pinard. Roseburg in front, 60-58. 3:53 to play in the contest. McNaught with it, right of the key. Pass to the left side. Back out to the top. They work it around. Weiland looking underneath to Malcolm, and he just can't get free of the zone defense. Back out. McNaught bounce it away. Weiland, head fake. And they just keep working it back and forth. Pass in the near corner. Pass underneath. Tipped. Saved back in by Marsters. He gets the steal and the save. And Roseburg comes up with the stop. Lob to the far side. Parker drives baseline. Wants to reverse. No good. Pinard rebound. Trapped underneath. Got to clear the lane. He'll get it out to Martin straight away. Left elbow jumper. Looks short. It is. Rebound down to Malcolm. He'll slow it down. South will bring it into the half court. Weiland going to launch the three. Good! He's been deadly in the second half. He's now got 4 in the second half altogether. Roseburg up the floor quickly. Pinard gets it stripped out of his hands. Wanted a foul. Weiland brings it up for South. They lead by 1. 61-60. He tries to stretch it. He's short on the 3. Booth comes down with the rebound. 3 defenders around him. He'll find the open man. Got in the corner. Steps around the defender. His 3 off the mark. Rebound down to Roseburg. Marsters up the floor. And a foul. And now we've hit the sun glare period. Apologize for that. Not much we can do with Mother Nature on this side of things. The foul, it was on the floor, so not a shooting foul, but it will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Roseburg. 9 fouls against South Medford. I can now read that much on the scoreboard. It'll be Colton Marsters for 2 here. For those that are watching, we will do our best to bring you the play-by-play. Marsters hits the first. He'll get a second. Ties us up again. Second one coming. Short, and Malcolm comes down with the rebound. Tie ball game, 2.5 to play here in the fourth. Weiland brings it up with the left hand across the timeline. Now Roseburg going with that boxing one again. Thanks, Coach Early. They've got 2 guys on Malcolm right now. He was trying to tie up one of them to not let him get out to cover in the corner. Pass left side, Weiland Skip pass across the floor to Booth. Booth looking underneath. It wasn't there long enough for him. Got with it at the top. Dribbles left side. Bounces it to Weiland. Weiland looks in the corner. Back out to the top. Around the perimeter, though. Back to left side. Pass nearly taken away by Mendoza, and a timeout down on the floor. There's a minute 56 left to go in this one, and it is anybody's ball game. Roseburg and South Medford tied at 61 all. Today's game brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. And by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Well, that sun sure is a fun bit of something that we never knew we had to deal with here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Normally we're over on the other side of the gym, but due to some of the COVID restrictions and whatnot, they moved pretty much everybody besides the teams and the scorers table to the side of the gym we're on here. And over on this side of the gym, you get the sun blaring in on you. You didn't know that when we sat on the other side. So the many nuances of this 2021 high school season that we are experiencing. Speaking of 2021 high school, the 2020-2021 high school year has wrapped up. School is done for everybody, not just seniors. School is wrapped up for everybody, but high school athletics still continuing on. You've got this week and next week to wrap it all up. And in the Southern Oregon Conference, this conference they've developed this year, that the regional schedule, Roseburg, Grants Pass, Eagle Point, Crater, Ashland, and the Medford schools. They will play a tournament coming up next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, to determine a league champ. Medford will have the ball out of the timeout. The Panthers with it, tied 61 all with Roseburg. Matt and Jacob Parker on the floor. Marsters, Martin, and Pinard out there for Roseburg. Malcolm with it, left side, out to the top. Head fake, going to drive in. He'll turn it back out to Pinnell. Minute and a half to play. Finds the open man, baseline. Drives in, and he got airborne, just dumps it off to Pinnell, now gets it back. Will dribble it out to the top. Roseburg's defense not allowing South Medford to attack. A minute 20 to play. Pass left side, head fake, and he decides not to attack. They pass it out and reset it out at the top. Weiland dribbling it out. Marked by Parker. He goes right through the screen. Gets it to Gott. Baseline. Pinnell. Skip pass. Gets it to McNutt, who will lay it in. From the weak side, Isaiah McNutt lays it in. South Medford in front by 2. 63-61. Out at the top with it. Jacob Parker. Marked closely. Sorry about the sun glare. Well, hopefully it'll clear soon. Marsters with it out at the center circle. Drives right, gets a screen from Pinard. Pinard out the top. He was open, doesn't take a look at a three. 30 seconds to play. Martin will take the three. Got bumped, his shot no good. Rebound and a foul. Going to be called against Pinard. Sending Isaiah McNutt to the floor. Martin got a pretty decent look at that three. Just a little bit off as it glances off the right iron. He did get bumped a little bit, but no whistle. South Medford will take a timeout with 25.2 seconds to play. Hopefully that might give us a chance for the sun to go down behind the window and give us a hope of maybe seeing Roseburg's half of the floor if some action happens on that side. But right now it's South Medford's basketball leading 63-61. It has been a battle back and forth. Roseburg leading by as much as 11 in the end of the first quarter, 20-9. But South Medford storming back out, scoring Roseburg 22-16 in the second period. And it was a 5-point game at halftime as Roseburg was on top 36-31. At the end of the third quarter, Roseburg still leading, although they did trail by as many as 8 in the third quarter. They battled their way back and led 51-50 heading to the fourth quarter, and it has been one heck of a ball game here in the fourth. Right now, South Medford with 13 points in the quarter, and Roseburg with 10. Sun slowly making its way behind the window, getting close here for us. Want to finally thank Cascade Community Credit Union, one of our many sponsors for Roseburg High Sports here on The Score. Cascade Community Credit Union belonged to Douglas County. Without the sponsorship of the many local businesses here in the region, we probably would not be able to bring you as much high school sports coverage as we do. So thank you again to our many sponsors, and we would ask that if you are able, maybe you can help out our local sponsors by supporting them as well, like they support high school sports here on the radio and online. Well, my astute camera girl is finding a way to block out some of the sun. Ball gets up the floor. South Medford will break the press, and it's a two-hand flush by Devin Malcolm to make it a 4-point game. 15 seconds, a three by Jacob Parker off the mark. Malcolm down with the rebound. Roseburg going to start fouling. 65-61. And we are not yet into the bonus for Roseburg, so not free throws yet for South. 8.6 seconds to go in the contest. Stedman and Boston. I believe it is Boston Williams who came into the game on that last possession there for Roseburg defensively, being able to expend a couple of fouls there for him. It's a 4-point game. Roseburg has not put South Medford into the bonus yet, but I can't tell you how many they are away from doing that. That sun just provides quite the glare on that scoreboard and washes everything out. So I'm not sure how many fouls it'll take for Roseburg to get into the bonus to be able to really continue to stop the clock and try and see if they can win this game by sending South Medford to the free throw line. .6 to play in this contest. Roseburg with the timeout. Boy, you can't ask for much more of an exciting Monday night here at Roseburg High School. It'll be South Medford basketball out of the break. South Medford looking to try and make the long trek back home with a gutty comeback win. South will have the basketball on Roseburg's half of the floor, inbounding from the near sideline in front of us. McNaught will get it into Weiland, and he gets fouled by Jacob Parker. And I think now we are into the bonus, 1-1. So 1-1 for South Medford. They will empty the lane. And Roseburg.
Evan Booth comes in. Jude Pinnell comes out for South Medford.
We got Jude Pinnell checking out of the game. Evan Booth will check in for South.
1-1.
And Matt Parker. No, it was Jacob Parker checked out. No, Jacob Parker's in. Somebody checked out. We've got Jacob and Matt Parker, Marsters, Pinard, and Martin on the floor. First free throw for Weiland is good. Weiland, excuse me. So hits the first, makes it a 5-point game with 6.8 to play. And it does feel as if this is starting to slip away from Roseburg. 6-point game at the line. Weiland, a nice night there. Roseburg, a half-court shot, well in front of the clock. And apparently that's going to do it. Well, whistles are blowing. I would have assumed that the clock was supposed to stop on that shot out of bounds. But it's pretty much all done but the screaming at this point in time. They'll put 0.2 seconds on the clock. South Medford's going to win this one here tonight.
2 seconds back on the clock.
Now they'll put full 2 seconds on the clock. South, pretty much all they have to do is inbound. We'll see if Roseburg tries to foul. They'll put some pressure on. Malcolm will get hit with a foul, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Foul against Trey Pinard.
And that'll be Pinard's fourth. Well, it was definitely an exciting ball game tonight, and this finish is not going to be what Roseburg was hoping for when they had the lead going to the fourth quarter, and a close contest here down the stretch. But nonetheless, one heck of a performance for this Roseburg team here tonight, trying to take down the top dog in the Southern Oregon Conference. They nearly did it against North Medford, and now nearly did it against South Medford. And so they will, at least somewhat of a moral victory for them here tonight, but those are always kind of a little bittersweet. 2 free throws go through for Devin Malcolm, and that will do it. 69-61, your final score, as it'll be South Medford getting the win tonight. We'll come back with your postgame show to wrap this one up for you, recap it, and get you individual statistics after this 3-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about
This was only a 2-minute break. It was 3 minutes back in the studio. I don't have a 3-minute break for you.
Welcome you back here to our post-game show to wrap things up tonight here from Roseburg High School, where South Medford gets the win 69-61, your final score. Congratulations to the Panthers on a well-fought battle here tonight. Congratulations to Roseburg on hanging real tough with one of the top teams in the conference here this evening. It made for quite the entertaining ball game tonight here from Roseburg High. Joey Kieran here with you. Let's recap how this one played out. It was Roseburg jumping out to the big lead in the first quarter. They were up by as many as 11 in the first period. 20-9 your score the final at the end of the first. And Then in the second period, South Medford found some offense as they outscore Roseburg 22-16, but still trailed by 5 going to the break, 36-31, Roseburg's lead. Third quarter, though, a 7-0 run to start the period for South Medford got them in front. They would take the lead 38-36 on top of Roseburg in the early portion of the third quarter, but Roseburg would fight their way back, and they actually pull ahead 51-50 at the end of the third quarter. So Roseburg leading going into every quarter of tonight's ballgame, obviously not leading going into the first. It was 0-0, but after the first they were leading. After the second they were leading. After the third they were leading. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it all 4 quarters. At the end of the fourth quarter, Roseburg gets beat out in the fourth quarter, 19-10 in the final period. There were definitely some missed opportunities with some shots right around the basket that could have gone for Roseburg on some breakaway shots, but they just could not get them to fall, and that might be the difference here tonight. Free throw shooting, there was a couple missed opportunities, but overall a pretty good free throw shooting night for Roseburg. Roseburg tonight at the free throw line did a pretty good job. And so, they just, down the stretch, they couldn't stop the big shots from South Medford as they would pull it up. It was Jackson Weiland with a huge fourth quarter, hitting 3 3-pointers in the period. That really helped South Medford take the advantage. We'll come back. We'll take a look at individual scoring from tonight's contest as we wrap things up here tonight. Plus, we've got your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game coming up for you. Joey Keyran with you. It's the postgame show as Roseburg falls to South Medford 69-61 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Current Orthodontics."
Yogurt dollops. Pull the cases out and send them over here, or get that phone out easier. Those little cases, and then they get the phone out. Here to wrap things up in our post-game show, Roseburg and South Medford squaring off in a toe-to-toe battle here tonight. 69-61, your final score. South Medford Panthers in front. Let's go ahead and take a look at individual scoring tonight. Big night tonight for Jackson Weiland. The freshman scores a game-high 25 points to lead the way for the Panthers. 16 points for Isaiah McNaught, the senior. 11 for Jeremy Gott. Those are your three players in double figures for South Medford. 6 points for Jude Pinnell, 8 for Devin Malcolm. And then you had 3 points in the game for Mike Adee. Those are your scorers in the game for South Medford tonight. On the other side, for Roseburg, you had 4 players in double figures. Leading the way with 15 points was Zach Martin. Colton Marsters had 14. You had Matt and Jacob Parker, each with 10 in the game. Atreyu Pinard with 8. Micah Mendoza with 2, and Carter Stedman with 2 tonight as well. One heck of a ball game that we had here this evening, as it was back and forth between these two teams. Going to announce our player of the game here tonight, and player of the game is always brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. Definitely a lot of players on Roseburg's side that could be deserving as always, but do try to spread around the love, and with a lot of guys that really stood out tonight. I'm going to give it to Jacob Parker because the Roseburg starters tonight did very well. Atreyu Pinard with 8, Colton Marsters with 14, Matt Parker with 10, Zach Martin with 15. So the starters today, Micah Mendoza had a quiet night with only 2, but the starters today, for the most part, did very well. That means your second unit, in order to give you a chance to try and win, the second unit's got to give you some production, and doing that tonight was Jacob Parker off the bench. He will be tonight's player of the game, presented by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Jacob Parker finishing with 10 points in the ball game. Most of them coming in the first half, as Roseburg was able to build a lead that helped keep them in the game in the second half. A nice night off the bench for Jacob Parker, the senior, here this evening. And that is going to wrap things up for us here tonight as we finish things out here at Roseburg High School. 69-61, the final score. South Medford in front of Roseburg. South moves to 9-1 on the year. Roseburg falls to 4-7. A well-fought battle tonight, just coming up a bit short for the Indians. They'll have a game coming up on Wednesday. Dan Bain will be filling in for me on that one. He'll have the coverage for you here on The Score and online at 541radio.com. Dan Bain will be doing the broadcast on the radio and again on the video player Wednesday as Roseburg hosts Crater. I'll be covering Doc Stewart's baseball on the video stream only coming up on Wednesday night as they begin play in their tournament they'll be hosting over at Champion Car Wash Field. So we'll have 2 broadcasts going on the video stream tonight, on Wednesday night. Dan will be covering Roseburg High basketball for you on the radio and online. So tune in for that starting at 6:30 coming up Wednesday night. Want to say thanks to South Medford Panthers for making the trek up here tonight. Thanks, as always, to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Angela Keyran for helping out with the video production tonight here on site. Did a wonderful job. And thanks back in the studio to Brenton Cranford running the radio production for us here this evening. Appreciate that as always. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran, folks. We will talk to you next. We will have Roseburg High basketball on the radio on Wednesday. Dan Bain will have it for you. Tune in for coverage starting at 6:30 and tip-off at 6:45 right here on 541radio.com and on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy that.